Yo, we got another video on the Celtics Mavericks final series, and the Mavericks are down 3-0. This video is probably gonna be called "I was right about the Celtics" because I said if the Mavericks go down 2-0, the series is over, and they lost game 3. And no team has came down from 3-0, and it will not be the Dallas Mavericks. Actually, kind of, I was thinking about not doing the game 3 video because I feel like this was kind of expected. But this is all I want to talk about. I want to see if Kenny touches on it. But like and subscribe if you enjoy.
Y'all, the Boston Celtics are one game away from being the 23-24 NBA champions. Game 3 wasn't pretty for either side. Even though there wasn't time in the third quarter where both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were phenomenal. And I think that the Boston Celtics got their lead up to as high as 22. And then in my notes, with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game, where it was a 20-point lead, the Dallas Mavericks won in a 20-2 run, and then now I'm looking at this game like, no way the Boston Celtics is going to blow this game and make this very interesting. As we know, you know the numbers, no team has ever come back 3-0, whether it be the first round, second round, conference finals, or the finals. So history says this is wraps. And history says it was wraps. And during that 20-2 run, I was thinking to myself that if they blow this game, it is anybody's series. But they didn't. They got a Jaylen Brown mid-range pull-up jump shot in isolation.
Yeah, even if like Porzingis misses the rest of the series, like nah.
They got a cut for Jason Tatum for a dunk, and nonetheless they put it all together and they got this win. Final score is 106-99. This is the third straight game. All 3 games of the NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks failed to hit 100 points, and in the regular season they did that 12 total times, and they got it 3 times in this one series alone. Again, I think the main story about the Boston Celtics shouldn't be the amount of 3-point shots they get up. It shouldn't be about this, shouldn't be about that. It should really just be about their defense, because they have just been putting a stranglehold on the Dallas Mavericks this entire series, and this is just what they did. And I was a little bit skeptical about it because in the last series versus the Pacers, there were some really high scoring games where I was a little bit worried about the Celtics defense, and I had to remind myself that these guys have as many LUKA defenders, Kyrie defenders as any team in basketball, where they legitimately have 4 guys that can guard both of these dudes, at least give them problems, make it tough. And no other team in basketball really had that, and we continue to see it.
Actually, no. I do want to talk about how in the first quarter, Jason Tatum was getting cooked. Like you were letting LUKA get to the paint on you. LUKA is slow. There's no way, bro. I had some people in the room try to convince me that like LUKA was faster than Jason Tatum. Like he was shifty enough to get around Jason Tatum. Like I've seen people all season try to be like, "Oh, Jason Tatum is this good defender. He should stop getting criticized when he doesn't score a lot." Like, but you're letting LUKA get past you like consistently. It happened like 4 times straight, or not even 4 times straight. Like, out of like 6 possessions, 4 times, I should say.
Now,
like that's crazy.
This is the moment of time where I got to get some tough love to my guy Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is in this elite class of player. We talking top tier, best of all time type tier, where no matter what their stat line says, if you were just a box score watcher, it would look like they had a great game. Luka today, 27, 6 of 6, 40% from the field, right? He's in an elite class like Nikola Jokic. It's very rare that you can see a box score where Nikola Jokic looks like he had a bad game. But there are games, of course, just like everybody, where it was a bad game. LeBron James, at least in his prime, I guess you still kind of see that to this day, but in his prime, there were plenty of times where LeBron James ended the game with 37 and 7, and I walked away like that wasn't the greatest performance from LeBron James. That was kind of a lackluster one. And that's kind of the way I feel about Luka Doncic in this one. Again, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean, no, I would go out to say Luka had a bad game. You fouled out, and most of the fouls were done. They were like Carl-Anthony Towns fouls. Like most of the fouls were just why, especially the 6 foul. Like why are you going for a charge at that point anyway? He shot bad from the field, in my opinion. He shot like 10 for 27, 11 for 27, I forgot. Jason Tatum and Luka both shot the same amount of shots, so I may got them mixed up. But yeah, you shoot bad from the field, and your defense was just bad in general. ESPN put out a stat yesterday that apparently Luka has the worst blow by percentage in NBA history in the playoffs. And it's crazy to hear. Luka had a bad game. I don't care what anyone has to say. If you just look at the box score, you see 27, 6, 6. 6-6. You're like, that wasn't a bad game. No, he had a bad game. I swear.
I love Luka Doncic. He's one of my favorite players to watch. But this one, he felt like he reverted back to the Luka Doncic that we were critical of early in this playoffs, where it was like, brother, first round. You remember the first round of the playoffs where all the conversation wasn't about the Dallas Mavericks winning the first round. It was like, man, Luka Doncic cannot stop complaining to the referees. And granted, this was not a whistled game. It just wasn't. There were times where I felt like it was consistent and they were letting these boys play. There were some times when Luka Doncic got to the basket and he drew some contact and there wasn't a whistle. There was a fast break dunk where Jason Tatum got fouled. Objectively, he got fouled and they didn't blow the whistle. So in my mind, okay, they're going to let him play. I agree that this was not the greatest whistle.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But golly, Luka, you're complaining about everything. You're yelling at your coaches. You're blaming other people for your bad performance. That's where it starts to get crazy, bro. Like, come on, man.
But at some point, you have to just go out and hoop. And I thought we had turned the corner on that. Remember? Second round of the playoffs, after game number 2, Luka Doncic in game number 3 did not talk to the refs at all, regardless of whether or not he thought he was fouled, he thought it was a bad whistle. He didn't complain one bit. Purely hoops. And we saw that again in a little bit in the last series. He did kind of revert back to his left. But this was one of them games where, again, I understand you weren't getting the whistle that you wanted, right? There were some times where you definitely deserved a whistle. But if you recognize that you're not getting that, there is nothing that complaining to the referees can really do. There was one possession in the third quarter that I remember very vividly where Luka Doncic shot a 3. He thought he was fouled. It was actually back-to-back possessions where he shot a 3 and he ended up on the ground. Was he fouled? Was he not? That's not for me to decide. That was the referees and everybody else.
No. The second one, he didn't get fouled. I know exactly what he's talking about. The second one, he did not get fouled.
But instead of getting up and hustling back on defense, he sat there, he talked to the referees, and it ended in an easy bucket for the Boston Celtics. And in a game like this, where it is a 7-point game, and a lot of that was free throws. I mean, at one point they were down to 3. It was 93-90 at one point when PJ Washington double clutched a 3-point shot when he was wide open. I don't know why he did that. Possessions like that matter. And one thing that I remember Kobe saying, when you get to the finals, you remember Kobe got a lot of finals experience. You have to recognize that every single possession could matter. You hear it all the time in basketball. You hear it all the time everywhere. Every pitch matters. Everything matters. No, but in the finals, that's legitimately the case. And there are not a lot of people that can realize that in real time, right? There's no
LeBron said on the JJ Ray podcast too.
Nobody that's literally playing every single possession to their fullest potential, going 100% every single possession. That's unrealistic.
Visit Vanguard.com/fixed income today.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up.
But at times like this, you got to keep that in the back of your mind. And the fact that he fouled out, let's be real. I need to go back. The footage ain't live just yet. I want to go back and watch all 6 of his fouls. I counted 3 myself that were completely avoidable. One was just him putting his hand in a cookie jar to stop. It wasn't even a fast break. It wasn't even a fast break. He put a hand in the cookie jar. I think that was his first foul. And little did he know that with 3 minutes left in the game, that first foul was going to come back to bite him. There are a few times where he tried to stop a fast break by putting his body in front of somebody, but he's not set, and that was the 6th foul as well. So the game like this, and shout out to the Mavericks, they got a couple easy baskets after he fouled out to make it feel like it was still interesting. But as a neutral fan, I want to see Luka Doncic on the court for those last couple minutes. I saw the game winner in Minnesota. I saw the game winner against the Clippers in the bubble. I want Luka Doncic on the floor when it matters as a neutral fan. We didn't get that, and that was him. That was him not playing the disciplined level of basketball that we want to see from him. And I'm trying to figure out where I really sit on all of this. I'm trying to figure out where I really sit on it because there's no surprise. This man is getting injections to stop the pain. He's got a knee thing. He's got an ankle thing. He is as beat up as anybody in this entire finals. So I kind of want to give him a little bit of wiggle room on the fact that his defense has been ridiculously bad all series long. But then again, this is the finals. This is the finals. So I don't know where I land. But you watch these games. It has been just bad. the Celtics have made it a point to put him in as many actions as possible, and in one-on-one defense.
Yeah, everything he's saying was what else already going on. Like his defense sucked. Like game three, Luka just sucked in general. But I'm just saying, like the whole series, his defense has sucked. His decision making has sucked. And talking to refs, yelling, like all that, horrible.
For the majority of this playoff run. And that's why I feel like this is more injury related than anything. Because in OKC, I thought he had so many possessions where he really sat in that chair and he really played good defense. Same thing in that last series. But there are so many possessions in one-on-one defense where he just is allowing a man to get past him. Okay, my lateral quickness is not what it needs to be. I have an ankle thing, I have a knee thing, whatever. But in this game, I thought his defense in space, his help defense, all of that, it just regressed to like struggling to touch triple digits in the game. Those possessions are again gonna matter more. So with Luka being 25 years old, remember this kid is only 25 years. And I can say that
Yeah, that's the other thing. Luka can improve on this next season, and everything that almost everybody is saying won't matter. Next time he reaches the finals, if he reaches the finals again, but still,
promoting him. This kid is 25 years old, and when you get to this level, this early in your I've seen so far, when you get to this level and you get to the finals, that first finals, it's tough. Not many people that are leading the team at 25 years old, if any. I mean, I guess Magic Johnson. And let's say in the current era, not many people are able to lead a team to the finals at 25 years old and win it. But all of those guys that on top of my mind have done it, like LeBron James, let's because the LeBron James parallel with Luka Doncic just gets scary and
wait, what? Bron didn't win either of his first two finals, so bad comparison. But at the same time, I don't know how old Steph was. Steph did win the champion. Nah, like it was 20. This is 2024. He's like 36, so he's like 25 and 26. Reached his first finals and won. So it's not always true, but I mean, obviously the Warriors made the playoffs years before that too. I'm just saying, like what he said was kind of what's the word? I don't even know the word
scary
for it.
about the day.
Y'all know what
By
I
the
mean?
age of 25, I think he's also had 5 All-NBA appearances. He's also had 2 MVPs. Lucas has 0, but he's been in conversations for him all the time. 2007, right? That was Bron's first year in the finals. He was about 25 years old as well. It didn't go well for him. It
Yeah,
wasn't a long series. Hell, it wasn't even really a productive series by LeBron James' standards. But it was his first time there. And he learned a lot for the next time. And then the next time. Well, and then he realized that, like, I should get some better teammates. I should get some better teammates. That's not something Luka's going to do. But it is a learning process when you're a 25-year-old guy. And because Luka Doncic is as good as he is, I thought they had a chance in the series, right? Again, the moment the Celtics acquired Drew Holiday, I said on our podcast, that is the team I am picking to win the finals. And it's a learning process. And I think the next step for Luka Doncic is recognizing that other part of basketball, the other side of the ball, and just hitting a next level there. Because there are some players that we've seen who have had the title of bad defensive players as a superstar, and they completely rewrote history to get rid of those titles.
some players don't do it, and I don't know if Luka's gonna be one of those players. I'm gonna be honest, like this is based off what he does off the court. Like first of all, you smoke hookah, bro. Like why are you smoking hookah in your free time? Anyway, I think Luka needs to do a Lamar Jackson. I think you need to lose all of that extra weight you got on you, and then come back in next season skinnier. Um, and I know him being big is kind of a part of his game at this point since he's such a like post player, plays in the mid range. He does that little push off when he does a step back and everything. But hey, all that extra fat you got on you is not going to help you in the long run. But I'm going to end the video there. Nothing else to really talk about outside of like Kyrie's 35. Um, I'm glad to see Kyrie have a good game. Kyrie had moments where it was like, dang, Kyrie. Well, like in the second half specifically. Let me say that. The second half specifically, like he had moments where like, dang, Kyrie, why are you playing like this? And then he would hit the clutch shot and be like, oh, okay, there he is. Like, I don't know, it just kept going back and forth. And then Jason Tatum, he didn't really shoot well. I think he shot too many threes. I think he ended the game with like 13 threes at least. Like, kind of crazy. Even though Jason Tatum can hit the three, I feel like some of his threes were forced. He was even saying in the huddle himself, we got to stop shooting step backs and stuff like that. Even though he continued to shoot step backs after that, but it's whatever. Jaylen Brown, great game. Jaylen Brown's probably gonna win Finals MVP. If everything happens, if like Jason Tatum doesn't have a crazy game and Jaylen Brown has another good game, Jaylen Brown's probably getting Finals MVP. But yeah, even for the Celtics, like they got good Xavier Tillman minutes. Like, did not expect that, bro. Xavier Tillman, ever since he's been in the Celtics, has been trash. But I guess if he wasn't playing, I guess if they just chose to do a 7-man rotation without Tillman, they probably lose this game. But yeah, like I said, I'm in